Have you ever met the connector? Well, he ponders, he helps, he creates, he writes, he speaks. He basically connects people and brings them together. I speak about Paul Solano of PS and All Marketing Group. At psandallmarketinggroup.com, you will receive an assembled group of Paul's contacts and connections that cross into many sectors of life. Please contact Paul Solano at 617-240-4130 or psandallmarketinggroup@gmail.com if you are in the market for a wide array of services. Again, please contact the connector, Paul Solano, at 617-240-4130 or psandallmarketinggroup@gmail.com with any questions. And now, here's Paul Solano, the host of Paul Ponders.
Welcome to Hashtag Paul Ponders. I've really enjoyed bringing you fun, informed, intriguing, and modern podcasts. Many thanks to Hashtag Pod Pro Entertainment. Today's collaborating sponsor, Scott Albertson of Hashtag Project142.org, Riverworks Credit Union, NMLS number 410564, and Remax Renaissance Realty of Reading. Thanks for listening, rating, reviewing, and subscribing. Let Hashtag Paul Ponders begin. Greetings, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. Well, we're going to go right into our podcast, but I want you to first check out, if you haven't already checked out, episode number 39, featuring the one and only Xander Abbott, who we touched upon. We had a great episode on what he is doing in baseball, but as we promised, we're going to be talking about the 100-inning baseball game. So, Xander, welcome back. Xander Abbott.
Thank you so much for having me again. I am so happy to be back.
It's great to have you. Great to have you back.
Such a true honor to be back and be able to promote this game once again. And it really is a good cause.
Thank you. It really is a great cause. And as we had alluded to in episode 39 about how you have participated in this 100-inning baseball game to benefit ALS and the Angel Fund. So why don't you take it away from here and let our listeners know all about this wonderful, wonderful event.
Yeah, so I started playing this game, I want to say about 7 years ago now, give or take, right before COVID hit. I quite literally stumbled upon this game looking to honor a coach who unfortunately passed away from this disease long ago. And just kind of came to find out that this game actually was played on the exact field where he coached me. And he truly was a mentor. So when I was looking for a way to honor him, it was really driven by this book, Tuesdays with Maury, really learning a little bit more about how much the suffrage really was with this disease and how it really was a mental anguish for several people to go through, not just the person who was diagnosed themselves, but the people who were around them. I know I never really fully understood why my coach couldn't throw the ball anymore and had to put it in the pitching machine at that age, but he never let the disease win.
Exactly. And if I think back to that book, Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom, Mitch just did a great job chronicling his experiences of his former professor at Brandeis, Professor Maury Schwartz. And it was about his fight with ALS and how he went on Nightline with Ted Koppel. And he just told the world what it was like to be battling ALS.
Yes.
And what happened back in 2004, I believe, because this game, this 100-inning game, has been going on since 2004 to benefit the Angel Fund, a great local charity to raise money.
It was originally thought of as a way to raise funds for players to continue to play in their individual amateur leagues throughout the year, because funding was tough for these amateur leagues. And then it slowly progressed into a charity game with that idea of being 100 innings. And Curt Schilling was coming to town via the trade, and it kind of just 2 and 2 together, so to speak, where Curt Schilling had represented the Angel Fund for several years at this point, and he truly just it truly just fell into place, right place, right time. Just like with me in this game, finding it after so many years of wanting to do something for this, and now being able to represent it on such a large stage is truly amazing.
That's tremendous. Now, we were hoping to have one of the co-founders of this 100-inning game on with us tonight, Mr. Brett Rudy, but he's involved with so many things, and he's commissioner of a local baseball league or two, and he has a game at the time where we're recording this podcast, but he will be a future guest in a month or two regarding so many other great topics. But why don't you tell us what Brett Rudy has done for this wonderful event?
Well, to start off, it's very simple. Several of these guys I only see 2 to 3 times a year. Brett Rudy is one of these gentlemen. And this game really is a sense of brotherhood. A solid 20 years above me in age, and he'll come over and tap me on the leg guard when I'm catching, and we'll have a little bit of a witty banter, and then we'll go play the game, where it just reminds us how blessed we are, especially in these circumstances, and what we are fighting about and what our fight is for. So Brett Rudy, he truly has been the driving force year in, year out, with the field, the equipment, the balls, the quick dry, the improvements to knowing what we need, whether it's a couple extra tents, or, hey, you don't want to park there, park a little bit further, or simply just directing and kind of pushing things along. He really is the leading force to make this game possible. Whether it is speaking in the mic to get things rolling where he wasn't really thinking he was going to, or speaking about how every year when Walter and Ratt come up and speak, it's always such a wonderful thing to see. And it truly is. He deserves all the credit in the world. And from what I've heard, it's going to be very interesting the next few years as well.
That's great. Now, I have heard you mention in our mutual friend, Steve Lippe, who is involved with this. I have heard you mention the name, and I really look forward to meeting him when I'm at this game on October 12th and October 13th, in the 30-hour marathon, if you will. Walter Bentson, tell us about the chief umpire, Walter Bentson.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, words cannot describe perseverance and strength this man shows every single year. I get inspired being able to shake his hand and tell him about my coach, and one quote that comes to mind about him. Now, I've known bits and pieces of Walter's story, as I've been in and out of for my own work. I have not been able to put all my focus on this game as many others have. But from what I know, he has been the chief umpire for several leagues, for the majority of Massachusetts. And when he started not being able to umpire anymore, that really got to him and brought him down a little bit. It is his progression where he was umpiring, I think it was about 30 innings at the first game. I forget how many innings he did. But now every midnight, I think it's his nephew who's usually pitching at the time, and then his nephew who's catching, or his daughter last year caught for the one at bat that he does. You usually have about 2 umpires helping him stand, and then the one main goal is to just let that be what it is. It truly shows if he's out there every single year, that is what we are fighting for. It really is just a somber moment. Everyone's on their phones taking pictures. Everyone is just in awe of This man has been fighting this disease for longer than I've been alive. And he is out in the cold on a rainy October in Quincy, Massachusetts at 2 a.m, chirping a guy on the microphone, ball 4, just because he can. And he's making the most of his life as he can. And it truly brings you back to what life really is. It really is. It's just a strong. And I think that one of the best and worst parts about it is that somber moment at midnight. I don't think I'd want to share it with anyone else who isn't at the field, to be perfectly honest. It really is just something for us to know what we're doing.
So is this, and just to get into the specifics of this game, and for our listeners out there, this game is being held on October 12th, which is a Saturday, and it starts at 9 a.m.?
9 a.m. right in Quincy, Massachusetts. Sharp is a very, very underlying word there. People like to ramble on the mic, whether the field is wet or not. Be there at 9.
Adams Field, I believe.
Adams Field, right in Quincy. It's right next to Veterans Memorial. There is plenty of parking, an entire park up the hill, so you don't have to worry about foul balls hitting you. Come out and play. Come out and support. Come out and buy a T-shirt. $75 to play. We love people coming off the street and just checking in and learning about what this truly is to us. I have invited parts of my Kansas City college team out to play. We have guys from Austin, Texas, from me and Steve Lippe coming out to play. I know a quick shout out to my senior Babe Ruth team. I might be having a few guys. Gonzo, I really hope you make it. And he was probably one of the best center fielders I've ever seen play, just gliding to the ball. I've played baseball on that field with him before, and I'd love to see that happen again for such an amazing cause.
That is awesome. So is there a registration? There must be a registration fee if you want to play?
There's a registration fee, and that's $75. We have online registration, but you can come. I believe you can still come in person as well. If you come at 9 in the morning, you can play until 1 in the afternoon and then come back at 9 p.m. and play some more if you'd like. We don't mind you coming and leaving. What we call the real true warriors are the guys who stay in the batting order all 100. You don't have to be in the field all 100, but every single time they come to bat, yeah.
Wow, so those are true Iron Men and Iron Women.
Yes, we have one Iron Woman every single year, and she is amazing. She really shows the strength of what this really is for.
Do you recall last year's final score?
Last year, unfortunately, I did have to leave early due to a family emergency. But what I had last heard, it was 95 to 90 something. You will have games that are low 50s, low 30s. You'll have games that are 90s above. We've only had one ring now, which is kind of impressive in my opinion for the amount of times we've done this. And in October, the final score is not something that is even remotely paid attention to until like the last 5 to 10 innings. Well, those last 5 innings are going to be the hardest 5 innings of your life, and there's going to be about 10 missed plays each inning. So those runs really do add up then.
Well, to me, Xander, the final score is really the amount of money that is raised for a great cause in the Angel Fund and ALS research. And I have seen some numbers in doing research on this. I saw something like $903,000 has been raised through 20 years of this game. And that is absolutely remarkable.
Now, listen, a lot of people don't understand. This is about 50 guys total for the entire 1 year that we do it. And now most of these guys have fizzled in or fizzled out, whatever year they start. And I mean, it really is truly amazing. Where when I started, it was $50 to play. And being able to say that there are literally people who are just putting up on their Facebook, I'm playing this all-star game or this 100-inning game, donate to the cause, and I've seen guys bring in $2,000 to $3,000 in a day. strictly just putting them on my Facebook. And I can't.
That is tremendous. Well, I know that I'll be setting up a fundraising page, so hopefully our Paul Ponders subscribers and friends and family will be donating to the cause. We'll set the goal at, we'll say $500, and try to raise some money for this great cause. And I'm going to try to get out there and play a little second base or first base. And I haven't played baseball in a while. I've played softball in a while, but it's going to be nice to put on the cleats, the dry cleats, and a uniform again.
Please, everyone, take his advice. Come out. It is such a great event. Come say hi. Come bring us a little bit of water if you're feeling, it's a little hot out. Snag a few fly balls. Meet Walter. Hear more about this story. We'll tell you about the documentary. We'll tell you anything. We truly just love sharing this project that we love.
That is great. Now, I remember us talking about in episode 39 about the documentary that Alexander Koppelman had put together with Steve Lippe and yourself. So if you want to tell us about that again, it would be great.
Yeah, so that documentary really was Steve Lippe's baby from day one, where I think he had realized that this 100-inning game was really special, and it turns out it really is. I just last year found out that there was a league in Kansas City doing this now, and as a guy who lived out in Kansas City for a few years, I'm very happy to say that I know a bunch of these guys playing. I'm very happy that they took this idea and ran with it in their own way. They really are, especially the guys out there. But back to the documentary, Steve Lippe just saw that this is something that we can really push and tell everyone about, because you look at the ice bucket challenge with Pete Frates and how much attention that got, and I believe it was 2012, don't quote me on that. We've been doing that since 2004. This cause is such an amazing cause. Why not make it available on all media platforms where we can tell our story, we can bring people in, we can show that this is something that does not have to be as tragic as it is for as long as it has been. And so when Steve came up with this idea, me and the guys have this phrase, Steve's business ideas. He stuck with it, and he is persistent. He really is. Luckily, he ran into Alex Koppelman on one of his baseball teams. They joined forces, and it kind of just took off from there. The editing, the first draft that I saw was amazing. And the editing that was done, I really think that it truly grasped that this game is what it is. It's grueling, it's long, it has funny moments, there's heartfelt moments, there's storylines. We have people who've been engaged at this game. We have broken windshields for the first people who don't know where to park. It has layers. It really is just a beautiful story. Every single year there's something.
Without a doubt. Now, I heard you mention earlier Walter and the coach against Ratt, and I think you're referring to Richard Kennedy, who is the president of the ALS Fund, I believe, or the Angel Fund. He's president of the Angel Fund. Is that the same gentleman? Richard Kennedy?
I'm going to be honest, I've never known Ratt's full name. I'm going to be honest, I've always introduced myself. It's just one of those things.
Absolutely. Well, I've had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Kennedy, through youth sports. I believe he's from the Wakefield area, and just an incredibly dynamic gentleman whose heart and soul is really all about the Angel Fund and taking on the presidency and working with his board to really just raise money for this wonderful cause. And there are so many various fundraisers out there and all, but this fundraiser coming up on 21 years on October 12th and October 13th at Adams Field in Quincy is, in fact, just tremendous.
I mean, quite literally, we had on the 20th anniversary, we had the guy who started on the first game. He came in and started our half. They only had one of the starting pitchers come back, but our starting pitcher was from that first original game. And that was really, really a cool moment. It really brought us back to, wow, we've been doing this for some time, and we've been really putting it in the ground. It's been showing. It really has been showing. I'm very interested in seeing how this game progresses over the next 5 years. I truly hope that and pray that we can continue making this game happen for years to come. I really hope that I am a large part of it. I love putting my time towards it. It really is such a good cause, and I hope that everyone who's listening just takes their time and looks into it.
Absolutely. So is there a website to log into?
Yes. One of them is baseballismylife.org, and it's about the 100 inning game.
Fabulous. And we'll also post the link on the bottom of the podcast in the description area. But I really do encourage our listeners to look into this, and, come on down on October 12th after 9 a.m. in the morning, all the way until maybe 3:30 on October 13th.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and just see just a group of dedicated baseball enthusiasts just having fun.
If you guys have any questions or are not really sure who to look for, please just come on down. All of us are friendly. We won't bite. We might be a little bit tired. We won't bite. Ask for Xander, or you want to meet Walter, or learn a little bit more from Brett Rudy, or just meet one of the guys that I've been talking about even. Please come on down and just make yourself be known to this wonderful cause.
Absolutely. And Xander, I want to thank you for really being another delightful, very interesting guest, and looking forward to a future episode or two. We'll be getting Brett Rudy on, and he'll be talking about another fundraising idea that is pretty popular with Winter Ball and the fundraiser for the Toys for Tots, and also looking forward to that as well. So Xander Abbott, I thank you. How do people support you and your page, or get in contact with you?
So honestly, I'm a very simple guy. I only have an email. I don't do much on social media. But please feel free to reach out. My email is use my business email, rednax2234/798 @gmail. And then you can put an intro as about the 100 inning game, ALS research, or if you just want to learn a little bit more about baseball and what I do with my own company that I previously mentioned in episode 39, please feel free to ask. Hoping to share all about baseball and what we do here with this 100 inning game.
That is great. Well, Xander Abbott, I thank you again and look forward to seeing you on the field.
Oh, yes.
October 12th, October 13th, Adams Field in Quincy, Mass. #Indeed. I trust that you have enjoyed Paul Ponders. Again, my name is Paul Solano of PS&All Marketing Group, and I may be reached via email at paul@paulponders.com to do some more pondering. Many thanks to my longtime collaborative friend and associate, Alonzo Amos of Pod Pro Entertainment, in bringing you our fun, exciting, and informative podcasts. You rock, Techie Alonzo. With PS&All Marketing Group, I created a side gig to connect you and get things done. Please do not hesitate to reach out to me at paul@paulponders.com with any questions. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Paul Ponders. Follow us on Twitter at Paul Ponders Pod. Follow us on Instagram at Paul Ponders Podcast. Thank you again for listening to Paul Ponders, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our website, paulponders.com, or wherever you stream your podcasts. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your ratings and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by Pod Pro Entertainment, Paul Ponders lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. #the new radio. Until we meet again, my friend, stay well, Hashtag indeed.